Welcome to my presentation of my trip to Bogota, Colombia, 2023. As you can see on this map, Colombia shares a border with 5 different countries: Panama, Venezuela, Ecuador, to the south, Peru, and Brazil. The bodies of water: to the north, the Caribbean Sea, and to the southwest, the Pacific Ocean. The exchange rate between Colombian pesos and dollars is approximately 4,000 Colombian pesos to 1 United States dollar. So the 100,000 peso bill there would be approximately 25 United States dollars. The purpose of my trip to Bogota was to volunteer at this Christian school, El Camino Academy, also known as ECA. El Camino Academy is a non-profit Christian school founded in 1980 in the city of Bogota. The students who graduate from El Camino receive both an American and a Colombian high school diploma. Pictured here are Beth Afanador and her husband Rafael. Beth is the director of El Camino Academy. She is a graduate of Wheaton College, Wheaton, Illinois. Here is a view of the Andean mountain range from the entrance of El Camino Academy. Here is an outside view of the first apartment complex I stayed in. I stayed with Ana Bermudez, a second grade teacher, and her 2 children, Suriel and Elias. The kitchen in each apartment also is the place the washing machine was stored. And so we would wash clothes in the kitchen area. There were no dryers to dry the clothes. You had to hang your clothes up. The bedrooms were small but very comfortable and very nice. The courtyards of the apartment complexes were beautiful, with many beautiful flowers and many places to sit and read. And very close to the apartment was San Pedro Plaza. At San Pedro Plaza you could find many restaurants. You could find grocery food stores with wonderful produce, shoe repair shops, beauty salons, manicure and pedicure shops. You could get a manicure or a pedicure for $5. Everything was wonderful at San Pedro Plaza. This is a breakfast that I would get at San Pedro from a place called Coffee Pan. It was eggs and salchichas, which is sausage, but it was more like hot dogs, but it was still very delicious. Pan, which is the bread, y café con leche. Here are 2 beautiful ladies from El Camino Academy who picked me up and brought me to church the first Sunday that I was in Bogota, Rose and Shauna. Every school day I walked about 20 minutes to get to the bus stop, where all teachers and staff were picked up and taken to El Camino Academy. Every morning as I crossed the pedestrian bridge, I could see on the hillside La Mariposa, which is a residential area. I was always the first one to the bus stop, and I did not want to miss the bus. My place at El Camino Academy was in the Learning Center. I was with Patti Macias, Camila, and Angelita. Patti, Camila, and Angelita were very good to me, very friendly, and they answered all my questions and helped me out during my whole time at El Camino Academy. I also made good friends with the custodians. They were so friendly. They gave me lots of hugs and lots of smiles. Here we have Isabel, Margot, Marta, and Rosario. These ladies were just so friendly and so kind, and I really had fun with them. Here's Marta in the kitchen area where we would have coffee or tea every morning. When I didn't have to go to school, I would walk 45 minutes to the public library. On the way, I would see beautiful flowers. Many of the flowers were the same as the flowers in Texas. Here's the bird of paradise. It was so fun to see these beautiful flowering plants on my walk. The geraniums were very large in Bogota, very large plants. This is a very common bike found in Bogota with a basket in the front and the back, ready to make deliveries. I didn't see very many trucks in Bogota, but this was a nice truck that I did see. Again, the beautiful flowers, lots of begonias, crown of thorns. Many of the flowers were the same as the flowers in Texas. Here at the library courtyard, there was a park and a lot of green space. Everything was beautiful. The name of the library, Julio Mario Santo Domingo Biblioteca, named after a Colombian billionaire. The library was beautiful inside and out. There was a small art exhibit in the library. And there was lots of green space outside of the library. One of the main bread types in Bogota is the arepa. It's thicker than a tortilla and it's made out of corn. A popular fruit in Bogota is the papaya. I really enjoyed eating papaya in Colombia. The grocery stores are well organized and well stocked in fruits and vegetables. The carrots are short and fat. The eggs are not refrigerated. Here you see quail eggs and chicken eggs, and they're kept out of refrigeration. The milk also is not refrigerated. It's packaged and left out of refrigeration under the fruits and vegetables. Every morning at school I would eat yogurt with fresh blueberries. The blueberries were locally grown and they were delicious. Rice is served with almost every meal. The avocados are very large and very delicious in Bogota. The carrots are short and fat and very delicious. I was surprised to see persimmons for sale in the produce store. It reminded me of my mother-in-law Ruth and her persimmon pudding. On one school holiday, I took a trip with my driver and friend Leopoldo Zapata to the salt mines of Zipaquirá. The Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá is an underground church built inside a salt mine and made entirely out of salt. The underground church is breathing new life into the local economy. Salt mining in Zipaquirá has dwindled, but now tourists and religious pilgrims flock here. Tour guide Andres Ortiz said the site receives about 600,000 visitors annually. And although it's not among the 7 wonders of the world, Colombia's Congress proclaimed the Salt Cathedral to be the first wonder of Colombia. While I was at El Camino Academy, we prayed and sent off a group of high school students and high school teachers on a mission trip to India. They did encounter a few Christians on their mission trip, and one of the Christians is this man, and his name is Martin. And they came back to El Camino Academy with lots of stories about how God had worked during their mission trip. This is my friend Jennifer, from El Camino Academy, and at one point during my stay, I moved from my apartment with Anna and her 2 children to stay with Jen in her apartment. Again, the kitchen is the place where the washing machine is kept. And so I would wash my clothes in the kitchen and then hang them to dry in her back bedroom. Jen has a very lovely and comfortable apartment. One of the last things I did in Bogota was to visit the charity daycares that are sponsored by Rafa, who is the husband of Beth Afanador. Grace is the teacher at one of the charity daycares, and she took me to visit her daycare. One of the daycares is up on the mountainside in La Mariposa, and Nubia Pictured here is the teacher of that daycare. Her two granddaughters came with us. I was able to share some of my teaching materials with the children at these daycares. Here you can see student Moises putting together one of my puzzles made out of a cereal box panel. This is the daycare that is on the mountainside in the residential area called La Mariposa. Many of the parents of these children are what is called trash pickers or recyclers, and the parents really appreciate the opportunity to take their children to a free daycare. The children really seem to enjoy my cereal panel puzzles. Here I am at the house of Grace, the teacher of one of the daycares. Grace has invited me to come back any time to volunteer at the daycare. Many days I observe the recyclers going through the trash on the side of the road, pulling out recyclable materials. Finally, it was time for me to go home, and my driver and friend Leopoldo took me to the airport, where I made my way back to Houston, Texas. It was a beautiful trip, and I'll always remember my time in Bogota.